Okay, this presentation is looking at a continuation of changes in the global business environment, specifically political unrest and the effect that will have on businesses. So, this is a brief presentation, but a quick one about understanding the impacts of global changes on the business environment, and with this, looking at political unrest, particularly how businesses may adapt to this. So, as you can imagine, this is a very broad area. Um, with lots of specific cases going on as we speak around the world. Um, but typically, the sort of things that will cause a business to basically react from a political point of view is obviously the democratic election process, the cycles of democracy, effectively, demonstrations and lobbying of particular from a particular political standpoint, which is also affect businesses, which they can be part of or be lobbied against. Social pressure was obviously something which inspires, in a way, political unrest. Um, and as well, whereby we've got the political system completely collapsing and we have conflict occurring. Um, this is also a cause of political unrest. So externally, from from outside of the organisation or the country, also within the country or the domestic market that the organisation is looking at. So, typical flashpoints that you can look at from a geopolitical point of view is also the Middle East, the Palestinian-Israel crisis, southern Russia, Chechnya is also a flashpoint which certain Kiwi producers have avoided or got involved in. In fact, Frontera had a link with some of these markets. And Kashmir, India, Pakistan. So these are real geopolitical issues around the globe, which will have bearing on New Zealand businesses. Now, they may choose to avoid these situations, avoid these areas, but also sometimes these areas spark opportunities. So really, now from looking at this point of view, what I thought I'd also look at was today's world news. So this is obviously stuff from today. Largely the big news story, global news story, is of the US election. Okay, so this is obviously something that Kiwi businesses will be keeping an eye on because it will affect their markets depending on which of the two candidates get in. And also as well in terms of planning, at the minute everything's really going to be put on hold until we find out what's going on. So we can see here. Secondly, another big market, a global market, the EU market, is affected by the recent Brexit vote in the United Kingdom. This obviously will have effect on New Zealand, the UK, or within the EU area. So effectively, with the EU, the United Kingdom leaving the EU, this would imply that the EU loses its power, a little bit of its power in terms of a market base. So from that point of view, maybe those sort of countries may choose to renegotiate with the EU. Likewise, the United Kingdom are now going to be searching for new trade agreements. So this may provide opportunities. Existing deals, but again, once again, it's something that businesses, multinational companies, should be aware of, particularly if they've got high exposure into this market. As we can see, furthermore, election cycle clearly do dominate the headlines here. Other things, obviously, we've got the conflict in Syria, in Iraq, which is going to very much deter Kiwi businesses going over there or deter this place as an export market. However, after all these conflicts, things tend to get rebuilt, so it may provide an opportunity in the long term. A very common one, climate change is an environmental impact, which also allows organisations to adapt to. So as we can see, there's lots of things. I mean, there's lots of nonsense going on, but lots of things as well. The immigrant situation in, people getting into Europe, this is all has bearings. So what we can see is that political pressure and global pressure just adds to that mixing pot of the global business environment, and it's something that we can't specifically say this is the theory, this is what's going to happen, but generally on a case by case basis, New Zealand companies need to be aware of these situations occurring around the world.